What's going on YouTube, man? It's your boy Double Antonio back with another video. Hey, look, man, a friend of mine requested a little reaction. I'm also being consistent, no cap. But look, we got MMG's official 2026 NFL playoff rounds. I haven't did a little reaction to NFL's and no NFL games, but you know my Pittsburgh Steelers are in there. Yes, sir, we in there. We in there. But look, hope y'all like comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Let's get straight into it. No cap, bro.
Certified box score enjoyer.
So this is supposed to be
Dementia predicts the NFL
official.
I ran all the
prediction.
NFL games through
But
my simulated
Monday,
AI-generated model,
January
and this
12th.
is what it came up with. If you disagree,
Some of this
you
might
just
be
aren't
wrong.
smart enough to understand AI.
Let's see if,
like
if
me.
he
All right, I'm gonna shut up now. The
cooking.
NFL playoffs are set. I gotta say, this is one of the most unique NFL seasons we've had in a long time. I'm incredibly depressed my Lions didn't make it. That's true. I was so ready to go Lions playoff games. As you're watching this, I should have been at a Lions playoff game. Instead, I'm gonna be in Vegas crying my eyes out and losing at craps inevitably. It's been an amazing regular season, some awesome storylines. My team's not in it, so let's get after it. I think I'm gonna start with probably the easiest game. The most obvious blowout to me that just simply can't be close. Los Angeles Rams, Carolina Panthers. I think the Rams are going to shit on them. There is something to be said about the fact that the Panthers beat the Rams in the regular season. It was a pretty incredible game.
That is no cap. I'm low-key in the future because this video's in the past. That was the closest game I ever seen.
But I think the Panthers in that game played their absolute greatest football they played all season long. And I just don't think they can pull off a miracle like that again.
I'm so excited
so I've got
to
Los
see the
Angeles
Steelers
winning this game. And as we talk about more games, some of this kind of seeding stuff will make sense here.
I feel like we'll make
what's going to be aesthetically pleasing? What's going to be nice for your stupid little monkey eyeballs? I know you want some. You probably want a red arrow pointing at it too, you fucking degenerate, don't you? Oh, do you want Mr. Beast subtitles on the video too? Will that keep your attention? Brain-rotted little shit. Sorry. I didn't need to cook you like that. I don't know why I did all that. Let's get ratchet with it. Give me a green check mark. Ooh, Matt, you dirty dog. That looks clean as a fuck. Yes, I'm him. Realistically, though, we should talk about this matchup. I think the funniest thing about this matchup is if you are the highest seed in your division, you host the playoff game. So the 12-5 Los Angeles Rams have to travel pretty much as far as they could travel across the United States to go play the 8-9 losing record Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers have shown flashes of playing good football. I think the Carolina Panthers are lucky to be in the playoffs at all. It wouldn't have mattered to me who came out of the NFC South. I just don't think that any of the NFC South teams, whether it was the Falcons or the Buccaneers or by some miracle the Saints or the Panthers, had a real chance in this year's playoffs. It's nice that they have a home field advantage. It would take a miracle and a half to win this game. I still think, despite the fact that Los Angeles has put up some pretty unimpressive performances to end this season, I still think they're insanely good. I think this Rams team is nuts. Matthew Stafford's already won a Super Bowl with the Rams. Their defense hasn't been as good, not even close, really, as that Rams team that won the Super Bowl. I think that's what holds me back the most with the Los Angeles Rams. I don't think their defense is good enough to win the Super Bowl this year, but their offense is certainly good enough. McVay has the coaching experience. Here's the thing. If you're a Panthers fan, you've got a lot to look forward to. This was a really good season for the Carolina Panthers. And they had some pretty impressive wins, like beating the Rams 31-28 in the regular season. That shit was crazy, right? But outside of that, this was a pretty damn easy schedule. You lost to the Cardinals, and the Cardinals have been horrible. You got absolutely dicked on by the New England Patriots in the regular season. This is just a team that's not ready to win the playoffs. There's nothing wrong with that. I do like seeing these head-to-head comparisons. So Matthew Stafford ended the season with 4,700 passing yards, 46 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. People call him a stat patter. Drake May's going to win the MVP. It doesn't matter. Kyron Williams at 1,200. Puka at 1,700. These are Madden stats. The Rams did some crazy shit. T-Mac, really good rookie season. I think this is what they wanted out of Xavier Legette. He never did it. Rico Dowdle was like shockingly good, and Bryce Young had his first really successful full starting season. People were trying to write him off in his rookie year, and he's looked great. So, yes, I have the Rams winning this game, but I think it's exciting for the Panthers, and they can come back next year and be even better. They're just not even close to ready. That's the easiest game for me. San Fran, Philly. honestly, I think this is a nightmare matchup for the San Francisco 49ers. I think this is a really unlucky matchup for them. San Francisco, when they played Chicago in that absolute slug-out game, that shit was crazy. And you got to see, like, the max effect of, like, two bad defenses going against two really good offensive-minded coaches. The reason I think this is a really bad game for San Fran is San Fran just played Seattle, and they put up 3 points. So you can put up 42 against the Chicago Bears, but you're going to put up 3 against Seattle? That is not a good look. And now San Fran's got to go into Philly and play the defending Super Bowl champions who, yes, their offensive struggles. Like, Philly has really struggled offensively, but Philadelphia's defense is what has brought Philadelphia back into the playoffs. It's why they're hosting this game. It's also funny, once again, the 11-6 Eagles, who have really underperformed this season, are hosting the game. I understand that's how divisions work. I wouldn't change it. I just think it's hilarious. Matchup predictors, ESPN Analytics favors Philly. I don't like to look at this stuff too much. I don't like these sports simulation models. Those shits can blow me. But I do think the Eagles are favored in this game anyway. The Niners have outperformed everything that they should have done this season. They lost so many fucking players. They had so many injuries. Mac Jones won them like 4 games out of 5, something like that. Credit to the San Francisco 49ers, but I just simply don't think it's possible. You get shelled by the Chicago Bears, then put up 3 against Seattle. You just can't compete in the playoffs. This is a nightmare matchup for them. I think Philly's defense is going to win this game. I think this is an under game. I don't think it's going to be high scoring. Philadelphia Eagles defense just has to be mediocre, and they win this game. And I think they can be expected to be mediocre.
I'm discussing,
now, if Philly...
I'm discussing, should I watch the... I'm discussing, should I watch the Pittsburgh game as well? It's this Monday. I'm not sure if I want to do a reaction to it or should I watch it. I know, as a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, I think I can't wait.
Wants to win the Super Bowl again. They have to, like, catch fire offensively. They're going to have to really do something different than what they've been doing offensively. But look at, dude, look at Photoshop, bro. I'm not going to do score predictions for each of these games, but I do see this being a low-scoring game. I think when you win the Super Bowl... The previous season, you simply have to be respected. The entire NFL runs on dynasties.
He's going with the obvious.
Philly's kind of doing that. So I've got the Eagles moving on in this game. And with those predictions, this would have the second round, the divisional, being the Los Angeles Rams versus the Philadelphia Eagles. And the reason I have it that way is because for the Green Bay-Chicago game, I've actually got the Green Bay Packers winning it, which I feel really weird about saying. I'm not sure who's favored in this game. Obviously, Chicago is hosting, and obviously Chicago has the better record, but I still think Green Bay wins this game. It's weird, too, because I've been glazing the Chicago Bears and Caleb Williams all season long. There's one simple reason I don't think they win this game, and that's just because this team does not have any playoff experience at all. And from what I've seen from Ben Johnson in the playoffs, kind of choked it. I mean, when my Lions went into the San Francisco 49ers and we choked away that season, we had Ben Johnson. We had Mr. Ben Johnson. And frankly, I think we had a better roster than the Chicago Bears have right now. And it's no discredit to the Chicago Bears. What they've done this season is incredible. And no one is ever going to sit here and tell me that I haven't been glazing the Chicago Bears or I'm not putting respect on Chicago. And that's actually fun I say that because analytics actually favors Green Bay here, even though Chicago's hosting. I've been glazing the Bears like fucking crazy. When it comes to the playoffs, though, I just think it's so different. It's almost like I'm scarred for my Detroit Lions. Like, I thought the Lions were just the best team ever. And then we go into the playoffs. We fucking choked. We choked into the Commanders. We were the 1 seed in the NFC, and we choked into the Commanders.
They can never predict the game.
To watch that shit. And Green Bay, despite kind of underperforming when they've gotten to the playoffs in recent years, they have the experience. I don't like Matt LaFleur as a coach, but I like Matt LaFleur as a coach better than I like Ben Johnson in his first season. I just think it's too early. It's too early for Chicago to have this postseason success. Analytically, though, and Vegas-wise, I think this is supposed to be the closest playoff game. I mean, it's dead nuts. Moneyline odds are almost dead nuts on this game. One guy I love is Caleb Williams. Love Caleb Williams. Certified Caleb Williams glazer. No Micah Parsons for the Packers is kind of a big deal. I would be happy with either outcome if I'm going to be totally honest. My prediction is going to be Green Bay, but I would be very happy if Chicago got this through this game. I will say, though, I don't think it matters significantly. It matters significantly because of the divisional round. Now, when you get the 1 seed, when you're Seattle and you get the 1 seed, you are guaranteed to play the lowest seed that comes out of that next round. in an alternate
curious
universe,
what he's gonna say about the
in a
Steelers.
very likely universe where Chicago wins this game right here, it changes everything. Because if Chicago win this game, that makes it Chicago versus Philly, and then the Rams take on the Seahawks. So let's just look at this hypothetical for a second. Again, this is not my prediction, but we're going to look at this. Seattle, Los Angeles is a fucking banger game. To me, that might as well be the NFC Championship. This is what I would call the nightmare scenario for Seattle. This is worst case for Seattle because the Rams, I think, are the toughest matchup for Seattle. We all saw how that last Seattle Rams game went. It was a miracle fluke call that allowed Seattle into that game, and honestly a choke from Sean McVay. And I think Los Angeles would win this game. Now, if Green Bay moves on and Rams are down here, and this is my prediction, if this is what occurs, so I'm going to lock in my prediction right here. I've got Chicago losing that game. Well, now all of a sudden, what you actually have is the NFC Championship, because I don't think Seattle can possibly lose to Green Bay. If Green Bay moves out of this round, Seattle is the happiest campers. It's the same thing with San Fran, Philly. If San Fran moves past Philly, Seattle would play San Fran, assuming Chicago beat Green Bay. You get it. Like, they play the lower seed. In any universe where Seattle doesn't play Los Angeles, they're excited. In any universe where they play Los Angeles, I would be fucking pissed as a Seahawks fan. To have a bye and then have to play Los Angeles is the worst case scenario, I think. So between Seattle and Green Bay, I've got Seattle. I think Seattle beats anyone that's not Los Angeles. Seattle Seahawks defense is disgustingly good. Absolutely disgustingly good. I'm kind of worried about Sam Darnold in these big playoff games. I'm not going to lie. Sam Darnold with the Vikings, you know, he's like this regular season dog. He's freaking incredible. It comes to the playoffs, and they choke the shit out of it. Is Sam Darnold going to keep being that Sam Darnold, or does Sam Darnold finally step up in these big playoff games and really ball out? We're going to find out, but I don't think it'll matter against a Green Bay. It won't matter against a Green Bay, and it won't matter against a San Fran, because you don't need that much out of Sam Darnold because that defense is so good. So I've got Seattle moving out against Green Bay here. It'll be a good, you know, what does Cam Newton always say? Cam Newton always says that Sam Darnold's a game manager. I don't think so, honestly. I think Sam Darnold's fucking awesome. I think Sam Darnold's really, really good, but it's impossible to talk about Sam Darnold and deny the fact that he isn't that great in these really big playoff games. He just hasn't proven that he can be good in these actually really important big games yet. So if this is the year that he does it, amazing. Otherwise, he's going to be stuck with that stigma for a while. Seattle chokes a game to one of these teams. Shit. Los Angeles, Philly. I expect this to be a banger. But seriously, Philadelphia Eagles have to, like, magically conjure offense out of their ass if they're going to beat the Rams. I really do think that the Seattle-Los Angeles Rams regular season game was, like, the greatest testament to what we can expect in the playoffs. And I say that because I think the NFC Championship is going to be Rams-Seahawks. The only way it's, in my eyes, the only way this is not the NFC Championship is if Seattle has to play Rams here. I said that like 8 times. I'm sorry. I think for Philly being the reigning Super Bowl champions, I think they've been super unimpressive. I don't know what really happened in Philly. I don't know Philadelphia football well enough to tell you why or how or whatever, but Philly has just been so unimpressive to me. So I just can't see them getting out of this game. So I've got Los Angeles moving on once again. Now, when it comes down to this game, Seattle versus Los Angeles, I don't see how Seattle can win this game twice. I think I really will say, for some reason, I have been strongly biased against the Seattle Seahawks for a lot of the season. And I don't know how to unwrite that from my brain. And so I'm sticking to my gut. My gut says that if the Rams and the Seahawks play again, the Rams are winning. I don't care if it's here. I don't care if it's here. If the Rams and the Seahawks play again, the Rams are winning. They choked that last game away. They had no business choking it away. I think it was kind of embarrassing that they lost that game. Yes, there was that like absurd fluke Zach Charbonnet call that I think was horribly refereed. But even then, it was still a choke by the Rams. They didn't have to allow all those points in the fourth quarter. It's not like the refs handed them all of it. If they get it again, the Rams are winning. I just think the Rams have the perfect package to make the Super Bowl. More than any other team in the NFC right now. They have an elite, battle-tested, Super Bowl contending, top 2 MVP voting quarterback in Matthew Stafford. Kyron Williams is over 1,000 yards rushing. Puka Nacua is probably the best wide receiver in football. He's like actually debate a wall. You can go tell me whoever you think is the best wide receiver. I think Puka Nacua is the best wide receiver in football. And even if he's not, he's undisputed top 3. And they also have Devontae Adams. Sean McVay is an incredible coach. And I think the only thing that the Rams don't have that Seattle does is that incredible defense. I think Rams defense is good. It's not on Seattle's level. But if it's between Rams offense and Matthew Stafford versus Seahawks defense and Sam Darnold, I'm taking Matthew Stafford. So I think the Rams can run this back. So there's my NFC predictions. I've got Rams, Philly, Green Bay getting out of the wild card, and then Seattle and Los Angeles winning in the divisional. And when they duke it out in the NFC Championship, I've got the Rams winning it. And that takes us to the AFC, starting with Houston, Pittsburgh. I'm going to be honest. I think the only team that was going to beat Houston was the Baltimore Ravens. When I was watching that Ravens-Steelers game, I was thinking to myself, Lamar and the Ravens could definitely beat Houston, but I don't think Aaron Rodgers and that Steelers team can. So I'm going to have Houston moving on here, headed down to this lower bracket. Wow. Here's the thing about the Pittsburgh Steelers. Everyone jokes about the, the Mike Tomlin shit, like Mike Tomlin always finds a way to have like a semi-winning record. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers were so unimpressive this season. They got some close wins. If you want to call that Ravens win a fluke, I mean, you can call it whatever you want, but Tyler Loop missed a fucking high school field goal. He missed a 44-yard high school field goal. The Steelers looked good against my Detroit Lions, but we're absolute ass booty dog cheeks, so no one's really looking up to us for advice on how to be a non-poverty franchise. Texans, the other thing that's really important, I think, about the Texans is they're hot as fuck right now. Texans started the season off really cold, and they've just been on this tear of playing really good football. I think the only thing that keeps Pittsburgh in this would be some Aaron Rodgers magic. Steelers always do have good defense, so they got that going for them, but the Texans have really good defense. The Texans, to me, are a way good 5 seed. I think this is just unfortunate for Pittsburgh. I don't know who they would have preferred to play because I think the AFC is a lot tougher than the NFC too, to be honest. I think Denver is a very serious contender. New England is wicked good. Jacksonville is playing out of their minds. I think Buffalo's disgustingly good, and then Houston defense, like, I think the AFC is stronger than the NFC this year. But I just can't see Pittsburgh getting out of this game. Simulation says that it's a relatively close one, but I think CJ Stroud and the Houston Texans take this one home. Let's move on to Buffalo, Jacksonville. This is an interesting one because of seeding, and I think it's very unfortunate for Jacksonville. If I'm the Jacksonville Jaguars, I would have I would have loved to play Pittsburgh. I would have loved to play the Chargers. I don't want to play Buffalo.
Snuck in there too.
I think Buffalo is really good. And I'm a certified Josh Allen glazer. I'm really up there. Between Josh Allen and Caleb Williams, I don't know who I glaze more. I've got Buffalo beating Jacksonville. I think this is my most likely prediction to bite me in.
I do agree. I agree on that. Buffalo, they're like the Kansas City Chiefs. Like that. Buffalo, when Josh Allen gets mad, Josh Allen gets mad. The only team that will knock Buffalo off is the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yes. I don't think it has registered in my brain properly just how good Jacksonville is. My brain is so conditioned to say that Buffalo is good, and Buffalo plays in the playoffs and Jacksonville doesn't. So I think if my bias is going to get me, he's going to clap my cheeks anywhere, it's going to be in this game. But I'm going to have Jacksonville losing this game. Matchup predictor does have Jacksonville as a slight favorite here. Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars have looked really good. Parker Washington has been amazing randomly. I think what Buffalo is missing is a true wide receiver one. I don't know what's going on in the Buffalo wide receiver room. James Cook's been incredible. Josh Allen's been incredible. There's no question about those two things. I think Buffalo's defense is kind of flashy. Sometimes they're good and sometimes they're kind of mid. That Philly game, holy shit, they come alive. That was a really good game for me to watch for Buffalo because they really came alive in the fourth quarter. Josh Allen choked that 2-point conversion. No bueno. But more than anything, the Jacksonville Jaguars are kind of actual stat patters. When I look at Jacksonville Jaguars games, they are like consistently trying to run up the score against like shitty teams, but when I look at like some of the really good games they played, they're a lot closer. Like, okay, so you absolutely dick on the Titans 41-7. You dick on the Jets 48-20. I think if you want to look at battle-tested games, Broncos game, you beat the number 1 seed Denver Broncos 34-20. That's a really good game. And just like Houston, they're on an electric tear right here. An electric tear. WWWWWWW. Out of those games, though, how many of these are good games? Broncos is a very tough competitor. Chargers should have been a tough competitor, but they shit on them. They lost to the Houston Texans. They got dog-walked by the Rams, and they lost to the Seahawks. They beat the Raiders barely. They played the Titans twice in here. They played the
And they
Colts
played
without Daniel
Texas
Jones twice in here.
twice,
They
but
played the
won
Jets.
by 1 point.
I really
That's
just
what
don't
I'm
believe in this
saying.
Jacksonville team. I would like to be proven wrong. If any team's going to prove me wrong, let it be Jacksonville. Jacksonville's whoever won a Super Bowl. They're a very new franchise. I like T-Law, but I want to see Buffalo. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't want to spoil it, but I kind of want Buffalo to go to the Super Bowl. I would love a Rams-Bills Super Bowl.
I got two who played each other already.
So we'll see. I've got Jacksonville losing this game. Yap. Okay, I'm not going to say too much about this Chargers game. This is actually the worst-case scenario, is playing the New England Patriots, I think. Patriots are not battle-tested either, but they're just playing way too good, and Drake May is playing way too good. Drake May is playing out of his mind, straight up. Drake May is playing out of his mind, and I just can't see him losing to anybody in this first round. I wouldn't have cared who it was. I think I probably select the New England Patriots right here. There's not much to be said. They're playing insanely efficient, really good football, and the defense is really good, and Vrabel has been a stupid good coach. I don't know who is slated to win Coach of the Year, but I think it should be Mike Vrabel. I think Mike Vrabel should win Coach of the Year. He's been so good. Diggs has been good. All the wide receivers have been good. And Drake May is playing the best quarterback football of anybody, and he absolutely deserves the MVP. This is kind of an easy one right here. New England, Houston. No shocker here. This would be a very, I think almost no matter what happens, New England's going to have a nice matchup here. I think New England is kind of a shoo-in for the AFC Championship. That's my opinion. If you want to ask me, like, why am I biased towards Buffalo? I actually don't know. I just really think they're going to the Super Bowl this year. And I don't have any analytical reason for it. I think Denver is not a very good 1 seed. I don't think Seattle's a good 1 seed either. The thing is, like, I think the 1 seeds on both sides of the bracket are not the best team in their conference. Like, yes, the Seattle Seahawks are the 1 seed, but I think Los Angeles is a lot better than Seattle.
Of course, I'm going to have to say the Steelers. And I low-key want to see Seattle. Yeah, Seattle. Instead of LA Rams. Puka Nacua going crazy though. Like, bro. Puka Nacua, damn.
Actually, I almost think Philly is better than Seattle. I think Philly and Seattle head-to-head Philly wins. And I don't think Denver's the 1 seed over here. I think Denver and Buffalo in a playoff game. I think I take Buffalo. Denver and New England in a playoff game. I take New England. I might even have the Jacksonville Jaguars beat Denver in a playoff game. So it doesn't matter. This 1 seed stuff does not matter to me. I watched my 1 seed get shit on. Maybe that's where it comes from. Maybe watching my 1 seed get shit on is where it comes from. To be honest, maybe it is, you know. If I understood my thoughts, though, you know, if I could control my thoughts and my emotions, I'd be him. So I don't know where all my delusion comes from. It's just dementia action. Houston. Here's the thing with Houston and New England. Houston just has a really, whoever gets to play Pittsburgh in this first round, I think just wins. I don't think Pittsburgh is ready to go deep in the playoffs. So it's just nice that Houston gets to play them. But I don't see Houston beating almost any of these teams. Maybe Houston beats Los Angeles, but they're the 7 seed. I think Buffalo, Jacksonville, New England, Denver have an edge on Houston. So it's nothing against the Houston Texans. I might bet against the Steelers just in case. They could easily be the team that busts this bracket, though, because of how good that defense is. I think I'm overlooking Houston a little bit. 500 I'm still sticking with my bracket as is. So then it's Buffalo, New England, and I'm taking Buffalo. A Rams-Bills Super Bowl.
Bills for the Super Bowl.
So sick. This is just what I want. This is what I want so badly. A 5 seed versus a 6 seed in the Super Bowl is honestly kind of crazy. It looks kind of crazy as I put it up here right now, too. But when you think about it, this season more than any season, the seeding is so baloney. The seeding is so baloney sandwich. In years past, when the Chiefs are the 1 seed and like the Tom Brady dynasty Patriots are the 1 seed, okay, I'm with you. That's not the NFL anymore. I mean, Patrick Mahomes' Chiefs are 6-11. Lamar Jackson is not in the playoffs. Detroit Lions are not in the playoffs. It's anybody's game. This playoff is anybody's game. So it being a 5 and a 6 seed doesn't really mean that much to me. And if I've got who's winning this one, I think Los Angeles would truly win this. If it was Los Angeles Buffalo, I think Los Angeles would win it, unfortunately, but I'm not predicting with my brain. I'm predicting with my heart. And I want to see the Buffalo Bills win their first ever Super Bowl. You know, there's 5 teams in the playoffs that have never won a Super Bowl. Buffalo's one of them. I don't want to see the Rams win it again. I'd love to see Buffalo be your Super Bowl champions, and I'm going to give them a nice aesthetic. Let's give them the green border because I am aesthetics. You could never do Photoshop like me. I don't even know if this is easy. I don't know if this is easy for your eyeballs to read, but Hopefully this makes sense. I've got Buffalo winning the Super Bowl against the Los Angeles Rams. It genuinely, though, if you're genuinely asking me, a Rams, great today. It's gonna be a fun casual. Just
yeah. So that's an interest. This is an interesting pick. That was an interesting pick. So let's see in the future. I will once Super Bowl start, we'll come back to this video or probably do something with this video. Bro, let's see how it goes. No, okay, I'm gonna try to post this as fast as I can. Might try to drop this Monday. If you do see this, make sure you like me in the comments. Say something if you want to. But yeah, man. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe. We out.